same as last season. But if you see the performance, did that feel like progress? Did it feel like a stride forward?
Yeah, I'm really proud of the guys. I think they were really brave during the game. So the performance, congratulations for the performance, not congratulations because we lost the game at home. I think we deserve clearly a different result, and we need to move forward to the next one.
So what did you like about the performance? What did you do well that gave you control in large parts of the match?
We were more aggressive than last year. We sprint more. We were more brave. We let 1 against 1 all the game. We press high, and then with the ball we had quality. Even when the stadium makes some sounds, we continue to play the way we play. We lost fewer balls in the build-up compared to last year. We struggle a lot, and then the small things that we talk about in the beginning of this season, that players like Cunha, like Brian, in one moment can elevate the stadium. So I think the most important thing, we were not boring.
No, you weren't boring. So Mbeumo and Cunha, even though they weren't able to get on the score sheet today, did you feel like compared to last season, they gave you a threat? Even in moments where maybe Arsenal were on top in the game.
Yeah, you always feel in the game that they can do something and they can push the team, not just with the ball but without the ball. They press really well. They are working really hard. Again, I'm proud for the game that they played, everybody, but we lost and we need to work on different things.
Yeah. Did the reaction of the fans at full time actually tell you something? Did that tell you that I think they quite liked what they saw?
Even during the game, but again, we need to win games, but was a completely different game from last season.
Okay, what did you make of the goal you conceded?
It's more or less the same that happened sometimes. It happened last year. For me, it's not playing the ball. It's protecting the guys that they are attacking. I understand that we want goals, but when you touch in the goalkeeper in that way, I think it's hard. And especially to lose with a goal like this, I think it's hard.
What would you say to your goalkeeper then? What, bad luck, that was a foul, or does he have to be stronger in that instance?
It's hard to be stronger when you have to push and to go for the ball. Sometimes you are pushing and then you don't have more hands to go for the ball. We need to be stronger in that moments, but especially we need to do the same thing in the opposite side. So we are not changing the rules. We have to adapt to the rules. And today it's hard to accept because I think we were the better team.
Okay. Lastly then, action moving forward. Bayern was obviously in goal today. You've got Tom Heaton and Arne not in the squad at all. Is that a fight between the three of them in the last few weeks of the transfer window? Would you like to add a goalkeeper?
No, it's we have players to win any game of Premier League. We need to focus. Forget about the noise. We are fighting for the places. That is a good thing, but we are playing as a team. Doesn't matter who is playing. We want to win games.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And let's have another look at that goal because there's so many talking points to it. From a Manchester United point of view, as you've pointed out, Michael, very frustrating. 13 minutes into the brand new season, such a simple way to concede what has turned out to be the winning goal.
Yeah, I think, like you say, it's just so simple. I mean, Arsenal have not had to do a great deal. Yeah, there's a little bit of pressure on his half-backing in. But the worrying for me is that Saliba moves the goalkeeper. You know, that's his zone. He's got to boss that 3-4 yards out, really, and he's got to be moving Saliba, really, and he gets moved, and then he's off balance. He's in a weak position. He can't get any contact on it. It's just so simple and straightforward, really, and a kind of deflating one to concede so early on.
For me, he ends up having the battle with Saliba too late. The ball's already on flight and he's trying to battle now. That's when a keeper, you've got to do your work early. Have the battle early doors, make sure you're dominant, and then when the ball's coming in the air, you've got to be in a position then to go and make an intent and go and punch it or whatever. Look, he's too late. He's got to step away then. The ball's already in flight. Now, look, he's on his own. He's trying to fight him now, and that ball's delivered.
I'd like to see him bouncing on his toes. If you look at him, he's almost flat, and his body is kind of dead. You know, if you're on your toes, your body's primed and it's ready to spring. And he's a bit kind of passive, really.
He's got to do as well, Mike. He's got to be trying to get himself around Saliba so as he can get to the ball first. He's got his hands.
Got to be active, haven't you?
Yeah, you've got to be active. So he's waiting, and then he's trying to punch it with the wrong hand.
If anyone goes in that 6-yard box, the keepers I've played with, back in the day, there was things that were happening because of VAR they wouldn't do now. There's a few keepers I played with would just stand. Can't do it nowadays. But that is your area. You've got to dominate. Domain. That's your domain. That's your area. Look, there's no way he's getting bossed completely here. But he's having the battle, the physical battle, as the ball's coming in. And he's got to step away so that he gets a little bit of a run-up, a two-step, and then he can punch that ball. But he's not, he's battling. He's having a fight. and the rest.
Kind of gets surprised by it, probably.
Yeah.
He should be looking for it, knowing it's coming, and actually him being the one that's the proactive one, and like you said, being elusive so he can come and get it. But he looks like he's surprised by the contact, and then he's fighting a losing battle after that.
The big problem you've got now, you've left Onana out. We've seen Onana make so many mistakes. The manager already this game has got a goalkeeping problem after one game, because people are seeing that now. The defence are knowing that he hasn't dealt with it. The keeper himself has got to do what I call re-editing in his mind in some sort of way, that the next game that he's going to learn from that and be better. But you've got a weakness already. As well as United, as well as I think they deserved at least a draw out the game, and there were some really good things, but they've got a really major problem already after one match.
Yeah, well, Arsenal have done their homework clearly, because he had an issue in the League Cup tie at Tottenham last season in a very similar situation, and they've said let's test him early on.
I think if Onana was in goal, they'd do the same, because the delivery from Arsenal is very good. There's a lot of bodies around. I even think that William Saliba, where I remember there was a time last season, the season before, Ben White would be really amongst the goalkeeper to the point where you're thinking, Ben, get away from him a bit. But I think that William Saliba is really passive. And the goalkeeper, I think they're to the point where the goalkeeper can move him, like you're saying, Mike, so as he could get to the ball. So I just think that the ball's a great ball in. I think the goalkeeper's got himself in all sorts of problems. And for a start, he gets himself in a position where he can't even punch it with his strong hand. But it was a good ball in. It was a great ball in.
Yeah. And then did we see David Raya in a similar situation almost show Bayern what he should be doing?
Well, again, you can look at the situation. You can see they're going to put the ball into an area where, look, there's players around him, but watch what he does. He gets himself into a situation. Watch him now. Watch, bang, where he's on his, like you're saying, Mike, he's on his toe. Watch him there. Look, bang, on his toes, off his feet, seeing the ball, punching it away with his strong hand.
Yeah, I think when you go to the early shot there and you see him bounce from me, he tells me what's going on in your head. If you're dead and your body's dead and you're a bit flat and you're almost like switched off, he was bouncing, he was almost looking forward. Like we said at the start a little bit about embracing the challenge. Yeah. You've got to embrace centre half, you're defending your box, goalkeeper, you've got to think, this is me, I'm having a bit of this is me. And embrace that. And don't be a little bit waiting to see what's going to happen. You've got to go make it happen. I just thought that the body language between the two almost took on the challenge, and one clears it, one doesn't, and that in the end, that's the game that we're sat here talking about.
Yeah, and that's the fine margin sometimes in these games.
Oh, very much so. And that's why Arsenal have been brilliant from set plays last season and this start off this season. The difference is when you score from set plays, however it's from corners, when they come from the back post, or this time bodies in the 6-yard box, you get a belief about yourself. You go into that box believing you're going to score. All them centre-backs going up, I'm going to be the one scoring. The strikers, obviously, they've worked at different situations, different scenarios, using the body, putting the goalie under pressure. There's a little run, the two little runs that we didn't talk about on the edge of the box. There's a little plan going there where he could have pulled it back, and I think Odegaard was ready to shoot. So that's another little plan that they got. But they have this belief. They say, now we're going to score again. And at the end of the day, that has been the difference between the 3 points. Because United, you can't tell me United weren't a better team on the day. They probably created a little bit more than Arsenal did, but that was the vital part of the game. And now that goalkeeper really has got to really do some work on himself, as well as the coaches and the goalkeeping coach, because that becomes a big problem, a massive wall that can build up if he doesn't do a lot of work mentally on that.
Yeah, well, how important is that? They spent over 200 million at one end of the pitch to still have this issue that you're all talking about at the other.
It's fine margins for a goalkeeper in that respect, but like Glenn said, that it quickly spreads both ways, that commanding presence, belief, this is us, we're strong, to the other way of a little bit of unsure, who's going to come, shall I head it, is he keep coming, are we a little bit, don't give a corner away, it's a long throw. All of a sudden it can spiral both ways, It's definitely something that has caused them an issue today, it's caused them an issue over a period of time now, and you need that foundation and that backbone to then spread through the back four or the back five.
Which you experienced with Edwin van der Sar, didn't you, back in the day in that team? And
that composure and that belief that the goalkeeper gives you is, as I said, it spreads, and it spreads quickly, and it can go in both directions pretty quickly. You obviously want the positive nature, and to be fair to Arsenal, they got that today.
I think that the goalkeeping problem from De Gea all the way to where we are now, obviously we've seen what's happened with Andre Onana, seen Bayern there today, nowhere near it. Man United with the amount of money like you just mentioned, and rightly as well, in the monies that they've spent, they need more goals. I think, like I said, they scored goals last season, what was relegation form. If it weren't for Bruno, I don't know where they would have been. So they've addressed that, and I think that Cunha and Mbeumo were very good today. But what's the point if your goalkeepers are going to be that bad? They need to. I don't know what's happening with Donnarumma. He weren't playing the other day. I don't know if he's coming here. I don't know if he's going. Don't know where he's going. But they really do need to sort that goalkeeping situation out, because they've lost the game on that. It's it's a hard one to take, to lose it on that. Because I thought the players, especially people like De Ligt, I thought he played very well today. Cunha played well. Even Mbeumo for his debut, they played very, very well. They deserve to lose a game like that on a goalkeeper's poor technique. It's a terrible way to lose the game.
Do you think, we've no idea where the budget's up to, and they've obviously got to get players out, but that might have enforced the need before August the 31st to get somebody in, goalkeeper-wise?
I think they need a keeper. They do. And I think that will enhance that. I think the manager will sit down with his staff and think about that. They've got to shift some people out, I would imagine. But, if you're going to have your spine of a team, everyone talks about having your spine and being a successful team. The great teams have always had that. You start with a goalkeeper. And if you've got a problem there after one match, Onana comes back in, everyone's going to be like, well, there's mistakes last year. So he's got a real problem already.
Well, let's talk live to the man who benefited from that error, following in the match winner. Riccardo Calafiori is waiting to speak to us at Old Trafford. Riccardo, great to see you. Well done. How good does that feel? Winning goal, first day of the season away at Old Trafford.
Everybody. Yeah, obviously it was a great feeling. I couldn't start better than this. Obviously it was a tough game, but we managed to get the 3 points at the end.
And you and your Premier League goals, we saw you score at the Etihad. You now scored the winner at Old Trafford and that winner at Wolves. They're all big, important ones.
Yeah, when you score and you get the 3 points because of your goal, it's even more important, as you said. And that's a good start. We just have to keep going like that.
Is that the importance here of you following in, always expecting an error?
I don't know. Let's see. Let's see game by game as well.
Is that something you'd highlighted, though? We know you're so strong from set pieces and the amount of goals you score from that area.
Yeah, I was speaking before about this. We just working every day, every week. If possible, we have to improve every season, because the other teams, they study us and they know how to defend. So we just have to. Bye-bye.
That's the man who settled it in the end. And as you were saying earlier on, Wrighty, they're so good defensively. Another clean sheet to start the season today. That if they can nick games like that, that puts themselves in a real situation.
But obviously, like I said, I think our front players today didn't really fire as well as even when we did break Manchester United's press and we got through. I thought the final ball, maybe it was from Martin or from Saka or whoever it was, it just wasn't quite gelling today. But again, it's a good sign when you can win like that. But at the same time, you do want to see more shots. Obviously, watching Liverpool, watching City, they looked really potent with what they were doing. They looked really vibrant with what they were doing. And maybe we might take a few games to get into that. But it's going to be a tough start for us. But we still have to take that and think, it's not gone well up to in respect of our first game to blast the team. But like those guys, City are playing Wolves who normally start pretty poorly, and Liverpool playing Bournemouth. Respect to the teams, but it's games you'd expect them to win. This is a tough first game for Arsenal. Yes, you'd like to have seen us maybe play a little bit better and see some more signs of what's to come, but we won the game, and I think that's what's most important.
Yeah, you'd be delighted just getting on the bus now with that level of performance.
Absolutely. You've got really influential players for Arsenal. Rice, Saka, those two, for instance, nowhere near their best today. We hardly saw them actually affect the game in a positive way, but they're getting on that bus, going on a plane, getting home, and they've got 3 points tucked away. It's a great feeling, because you can't play perfect football, particularly in the Premier League. Yeah. You can't play perfect football and be offensive and everything go your way. So when that happens, it's a great weekend. You win 3-0, it's fabulous. But no, that's a really, really good win for Arsenal with the way that they performed. Their goalkeeper come up trumps with what he had to do. He'd done it well. The vital punch, a couple of saves, and they defended really stoutly. United had two sort of half chances really during the game.
Did you have a half time? How have they challenged you, and how much resilience have you had to show?
Obviously they have quality. They have really good players up front. I think we let them play a bit too easy through us at times. There's a lot of space also when we regain the ball and we get to run, we get to counter a few times. Just need to be a bit more accurate there, and then we have some good chances to score more.
Yeah, and it's the big opportunity for you, that space on the counter, and secondly, it's part of your job just to calm things down when it gets a bit hectic.
Yeah, it's been a bit too hectic at times. I think so much space is too open. We need to control it a bit better. Without the ball, need to be a bit more compact, and then when we get the ball, pick the right moments and be a bit more accurate when we counter.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hear from Martin Ødegaard before he hears from Mikel Arteta at the break. He says a little bit too hectic, but it's made it a really good watch.
It sure has. Been a thoroughly enjoyable game to watch for everybody. Some really good football, end-to-end stuff, chances both sides. Really enjoyed it.
One goal the difference, the set piece, Arsenal's first corner of the season. Is it too simplistic, Roy, to say that the goalkeeper Bande just needs to be stronger?
Yeah, of course. All the credit to Arsenal. They're fantastic. They're there. There's good delivery and they're attacking it. But if you're a goalkeeper, just take control of the 6-yard box. Keepers and defenders complain all the time about people are in my face. Well, you get in their face. The goalkeeper's got to take control of that 6-yard box. Complain all you want, it's good delivery, you either block it, focus on the ball, but the goalkeeper, so be aggressive. I've said it many times for a goalkeeper. Come with violence. Come and be aggressive. That is your area. Take control of it. Arsenal are very good at it. But Man United, weak and soft.
Can they not just cope with Arsenal's superior physicality here?
Yeah, I think that's exactly it, Dave. I think if you look at the mismatch with Saliba and Mount, I know Arsenal play a lot of their balls sometimes to the back post. When they've got Delict on the back post, really him and Mount should have been switching on that occasion. I think 76% of their crosses coming to the 6-yard box, and you can't allow that to happen in the middle of the goal because it just comes down to strength, and then the goalkeeper is not strong enough. Totally agree with Roy, but I think it could have been avoided if Delict is with Saliba rather than Mount, and evidently all the hard work undone.
Yeah, well, United have their moments, of course, but what's really important in football is the scoreline. And Arsenal doing what they always do, set pieces, nice and solid. United have had nice little moments, and like Odegaard said there, but Arsenal have had moments, but just been sloppy with that final pass. United obviously have got to be careful, but they're doing okay.
That was a real blow, wasn't it?
I'm playing a bit deeper, and then Cunha's been getting some success linking, and then Wemmo's been the one that's been stretching it a little bit, Bruno once or twice, but then to get that extra 10, 15 yards into the box, we've seen a few times they've got there without the numbers in there, and it's a difficult one because the success of having the extra play in the middle of the pitch has given them a chance to get up the pitch, but it's that little bit on the end of it that they're missing at the moment.
Desire, Michael, isn't it, to get that red shirt in the box. You know, Arsenal have been a bit fragile, as I'm saying, but their desire to get back in the penalty area to make the numbers up has been better than United's offensive players saying, look, we're getting in behind, I've got to get in the box. And I don't know, first game of the season, it's a lot to get in your penalty area and then go back into the box. And, you know, they look as if they're just off it a little bit, United, in that last third.
Yeah, I think listening to Martin Odegaard in that half-time chat there, he was saying that even when we did break and we did get it, it's not been good enough. And I think that if you are going to catch United, because United do look dangerous, they look like they can cause a problem. But if you're going to break on them, and when you do break, you have to take more time with the final pass.
So they got the job done after that early goal here at Old Trafford. Roy Keane, how significant do you think that victory is?
That's an important step for him, with the other teams doing so well over the weekend.
And probably predictable, the source of the goal, because we know Arsenal are so good from set pieces, and here they were, their first corner of this new season, and you saw trying to deal with it.
Yeah, again, good delivery. We know Arsenal are big and strong and they vary it. But if you stop it where it goes in, where the ball ends up, the goalkeeper, that's your keeper's job. So for all the blocking and the advantage, and the goalkeeper, that's his area. He has to be, I always say, he has to come with violence. He's got to be aggressive. He's got to be almost saying to players, come in here, I'm happy to deal with it. And you've got to be aggressive. But look, he's not strong enough.
You agree, Daniel, he can do more?
Look, he's appealing to the referee. Don't be appealing to the referee. So, Flads, look, he's on his heels. If a player comes into your area, you go, yeah, you come in, you invite him, because I'm going to hopefully punch the ball and I'll take you with it. Far too easy. It's like, you wouldn't see it's like schoolboy stuff.
We'd seen it before from Hampton last season against Spurs in the Carabao Cup, so the warning was there.
And that's part of the goalkeeper's job. We talk about shot stopping, but that's about taking command of your area and also letting your own defenders know, going, lads, if it does come into this area where it came into, first of all, I've got it. Listen, if something else happens to that, we react to it. But if that comes into me, I am favourite for it. I'm going to be favourite. He's 6'2", 6'3", and he ends up on his heels and you're getting bullied. Why don't you bully the other lads? Why don't you come and punch it and go, if you come near me, hey, listen, I'll take your head off as well, it's no problem. But don't all of it, referee, don't look at the referee. Take control of it. It's like a weakness to it, physically and mentally. And especially on an in-swinger, you must know that when it's an in-swinger, it'll always be coming towards me. Out-swinger is slightly different. You think, well, I want to be careful. I don't want to be drawn out to it and getting